Just imagine not being able to read your child a bedtime story. Imagine being a businessman and you don't have a checking account. Why? Because you can't write a check. Imagine being in a class and everyone is reading and you can't, and you believe that you lack intelligence. This is the reality for 1 in every 10. Why? Because they are dyslexic.
What is dyslexia? Dyslexia is a neurologically based condition characterized by difficulty with breaking down and decoding words, difficulty with spelling, and difficulty with accurate and fluent reading and word recognition. There are research studies showing that the brain of someone with dyslexia functions differently in terms of word recognition from the brain of someone who does not have dyslexia. That means that every time a word is seen, it's almost as if it's being seen for the first time. So word memory is pretty weak. That is part of the difficulty, which of course will affect the spelling, will affect decoding, will affect your reading fluency.
So at the age of 7, I vividly remember being called on to go and read in front of the class and trying my best in front of everyone, but just everybody tearing into me or laughing and saying, what is going on with Niall's reading? And just knowing that something is wrong because everybody else was able to do it. And I hated primary school. I hated school. I hated spelling. I remember in standard 3, every day we used to have to do spelling. And every day I could have made a tummy ache. Just the thought of spelling could have given me a tummy ache and tear me up. Well, luckily I was able to get some teachers that recognized that I was a different thinker. I wasn't your traditional thinker, and they realized that I had all the thoughts, I had all the understanding, I had all the other stuff working up in my brain, but to get that down on paper, that was nearly impossible.
Dyslexia is not related to overall intelligence. Many very successful, intelligent, productive people are dyslexic, including many people locally in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis, Trinidad and Tobago's Olympic sailor, 2-time Olympian. And to everybody out there who doesn't know, I am a living testament of someone who has dyslexia. And if you're someone who has dyslexia or think you may have dyslexia, I would like to let you all know that this is not something that will prevent you from being a successful person in life.
Dyslexia is not about being lazy, own way, difficult, spoilt, hardened, or any of the above. Dyslexia is not voluntary. It is how the brain is structured and wired.
All right, intervention I think is definitely key. It's very cliche to say that, right? But I would not be a mechanical engineer today, I think, if I did not have an intervention. Actually, I wish I had an early intervention. Maybe I wouldn't have such an embarrassing primary school days. Having the intervention, it made me mindful of my situation, understand my strengths, understand my weaknesses, understand my gift of dyslexia, and how it can propel me to be the man that I am today.
Through all of this hard work from my teachers, my parents, and the people assisting me with dyslexia, I was able to strive in different areas, like sport, for example. I took the concept of sports because I worked hard in sports and I became successful, and I took that back into the classroom. And that's where my grades started to go up.
Dyslexics have not been able to learn to read by the same traditional methods that have served their classmates. Using conservative international data on the incidence of dyslexia, we can estimate that over 100,000 persons in Trinidad and Tobago are dyslexic, and this number is greater than the total of all other disabilities combined.
So for persons out there that are struggling with reading or writing, or know a child that's struggling with reading or writing, please understand it's not the end of the world. It's a gift. Being able to think outside the box is a good thing. Having your brain wired up differently, like me, is a good thing. I'm an engineer, and it's not a day that goes by that I don't use my gift. So please seek help. There are persons out there willing to help you.
The Dyslexia Association runs training courses for teachers in specialist methods for teaching dyslexic children and adults. Listen to two teachers as they talk about the effectiveness of the programs.
Well, there are a lot of children in the system who are struggling with reading. A lot of times they slip through the cracks and they're not picked up on at an early stage. So when they are picked up on later on, they have very low self-esteem. They are unwilling to try initially. And once they start doing the program that we teach, it's like a light goes on. So if teachers are not trained to deal with children who have dyslexia and who have reading problems, and if teachers are unable to identify these problems early, it means that you're going to have more children who will be failing in school. They're going to leave school unable to read, which means they can't get a job.
First and foremost, seek help. And in Trinidad and Tobago, you can contact the Dyslexia Association, and they will be able to guide you as to the necessary steps you need to take. I, as a teacher, for the past 6 years, have never encountered a child who is dyslexic and I was not able to reach. The methods that we use are sound and research-based. They are multisensory and they open that door that was closed for that child. You see where the children blossom as they use the different techniques that we share with them in order for them to be successful.
It's like they can now recognize things and they excel and they learn and they want to do more. These are children who are failing in school and reading, and they come to me and they don't want to leave. They are passionate about what they're doing because they get it, they're finally getting it, it makes sense. The rules that we give them help them to figure out, to decode this maze of letters that are thrown at them that make no sense before. And then suddenly everything starts making sense. And so they want to come.
The Dyslexia Association is a volunteer organization which was formed in 1990 by a group of parents and teachers who were concerned for their dyslexic children. The association is a registered charity and the only group in Trinidad that trains teachers in specific methods for teaching dyslexics, puts parents of dyslexic children and adult dyslexics in touch with teachers for the tutoring they need, helps to educate the community about these often misunderstood learning differences, and provides a library of resources. It is our aim to work with the Ministry of Education to have specially trained teachers in every school. The association is supported by donations from corporate Trinidad and Tobago and private individuals. The Dyslexia Association is here to help. If your child is experiencing difficulty with reading or spelling, we can help with getting assessments or the tutoring that may be needed. If you're an educator and would like to learn how to teach dyslexics, please contact us. And finally, if you're in a position to help or support this work, we would appreciate it. The more help we get, the more we can inspire confidence in our children.
The Dyslexia Association, 31 Alberta Street, Woodbrook, Port of Spain. Telephone 625-5869. Email us at info@dyslexiatt.org or visit our website at www.dyslexiatt.org. Find us on Facebook, Dyslexia TT.